There's a lot of awesome open source hardware like the Ardu Boy, which is, well, a Game Boy Arduino to get self-explanatory. Anyway, in the course of, I want to say, 5 months now, we've been highly anticipating the release of the Poom. Poom is pronounced Pum, but at this point the community has taken over the word, and now it's, Poom. If this is your first time hearing the Poom project, essentially it's an ESP32-C5 pen testing device, gaming device, and it's essentially made for makers. It can be a vast variety of different things, and it's powered by kind of the same things that we see in a lot of the Marauder devices that we've gone over in this channel in the past. I loved this project the first time I saw it. I interviewed the devs, and I was mostly kind of impressed by the fact that they had focused all of their resources into the actual development. There's a lot of Kickstarter projects that want to wow you, and a lot of that has been kind of based behind the success of the Flipper Zero, and we've had a lot of flops, like an insane amount of flops. The Interrupt was a flop. The M1 Multitool kind of is a flop. I mean, it exists, but it's a brick. Now you also have other projects that have just completely ripped off the public, like the Cyber Pro, and I'm not taking any jabs at Kickstarter devices. It seems, at the very least, like there's a successful wave of Kickstarter-backed devices that are about to come out either this year or the beginning of next year, and I'm highly anticipating that. We haven't yet seen a flipper killer, and that's not what this device is at all. It's made for people who are interested in playing around with their projects, gaming, and also have some of the features that you'll find on like ESP32 Marauder. I literally just got this thing, and we're gonna do an unboxing and set it up with the web flasher that they have, because I believe they dropped an update yesterday and the day before, as more and more people and backers are starting to get the devices that they've been highly anticipating. So we're gonna find out, has it been worth the wait? It comes in this cardboard box that's really simple. It says Poom on the front face and on the side here. Nothing on the other sides, but on the back, it tells us ESP32-C5, USB-C, 1.3-inch OLED display, SD card, and open source. That's another really good thing about this project. It's fully open source. Moment of truth, let's open this guy up. And we get some stickers based on the personality of the Poom. Poom has different personalities, like the Beast for pen testing, the Maker, I think Wizard, I forgot this one in particular, and you got the Gamer. Now, I'm gonna put these on the sticker wall. And here we go. This is our Poom. Let's see what we get in the actual box. We'll pop this, nothing in here. All right, throw that. We got our Poom. We got a quick connector with some DuPont cables, and of course, a USB-C cable that carries data. And it's C2C, nice. Remove the plastic right quick. Ooh. Dude, I must admit, this looks and feels quality, man. Okay, let's break down what you can actually see and what's visible and how it feels. The buttons are satisfyingly clicky. Yeah, they don't feel like they're stuck at all. I feel like I can... Yeah, those feel great. We've got 2 USB-C ports, one for USB to UR and one for USB-C ODG, like you might find on a ESP32-C5 dev kit, which, by the way, we've got our ESP32-C5 Room 1 right there in the middle. I love the layout. I'm a huge fan of projects where the PCB layout and the PCBA, like where everything is assembled and kind of put in place, looks like art. And this is definitely one of those boards. Kind of a weird comparison, but if you look at a Chameleon Ultra, you see how like all of the components are laid out in this almost geometric setup. That's kind of like what they got going on here. It just looks amazing, man. So we got a quick connector here on the side, a toggle switch, D-pad, A and B button, or A and select. This is for sure B. And on the side, we've got an SD card slot. What else do we got? I think that's about it. This back piece is, I want to say ABS plastic. It's definitely injection molded, or at the very least, it doesn't feel like 3D printer printed cases. This feels like a quality device, man. I'm gonna grab our SD card. 32 gigabytes is more than enough. I do not think it comes pre-flashed with anything. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact that this isn't, like, the firmware isn't 100% where it's supposed to be, but they've done some significant updates as well as getting the Poom CLI up and running. I'm gonna grab this quick connector and put it in the port right here, and the reason why I'm going to do that is because 100% I am putting a GPS to this guy. Like it's becoming a war driver whether it likes it or not. Let's power it on. Toggle switch is ooh, okay, that's maybe a con. The toggle switch is really recessed in there. It looks like we're gonna need some tweezers. If I can grab these tweezers right here and turn that. Ooh, the beast. All right, let's see what it comes with shipped. Like we got the beast, the Zen, that was his name, the gamer, the maker, settings, and you know what? Let's go to settings real quick. We've got button sound off. Let's turn that on. Yeah, 100%. DFU, we're not going to put it in DFU mode. Firmware info, what do we got running right here? Okay, so point 1. Right, in settings we can configure our Wi-Fi as well as NFC tune and be able to browse our file system. That's actually a feature that I think is pretty cool. Being able to have a portable drive, or you could put a pretty big SD card in here and look through your files, as opposed to, a standard flash drive. But that's not what's really important. What's really cool is the NFC tune. Let's take a look at that. So we got auto, we can press up to get. Let's go back. Yeah, let's definitely, I was right, this is the B button. Sweet. Let's update it to see what we get the latest features as of today. Okay, so the website we're at is poom-stellar-iot.com. I'll link this down below in the description. That way you guys can check it out. And it looks like they now have a waiting list and a couple things that we'll get to in the very end. If we scroll down, we have a list of features that are actually within the Poom. And one of the coolest things is the fact that they put an SD25R NFC reader on the inside, which is the same NFC module or the same components that are used in a Flipper Zero, and in the Chameleon Ultra, it's the best, or one of the best, as opposed to, let's say, a PN532 that can only read and write. The goal, at least, is to be able to emulate, which I have high hopes for. Now, if we go down here, it says sensor dashboard, MIDI performance, retro gaming, security audit, that is the beast. And let's go to the web flasher. Where is the web flasher? There we go. Games flasher, web flasher. There we go. That was a little confusing for a second. Now, let's plug this in and press pick port, connect, and reload. Firmware ready. Flash Poom. Sweet! Okay, so now our Poom is flashed, and we can actually go over to the Games Flasher. They have a Poom Labs as well, which we will take a look at. Oh, that's... okay. I like that. But let's go into the Games Flasher real quick and pick whatever games that we want. I think that's 5x5 is not Tetris. Snail Maze. There's basically the exact same games that you'd find for the Arduboy, and I love little pixelated games like this, especially ones that remind me of the time where on Game Boy there was like Tetris. I don't know if there's Pokemon, but I definitely see a lot of people within the community who have already made games for like Pico 8 to port it over to the Poom, which I'm personally really excited about. So the last thing that we're gonna go over is Poom Stellar Poom Labs. So in the top right corner you see it says Poom Labs. You can click join the waitlist if you wanna snag yourself a Poom. And under Poom Labs you have a tab for every single option that you have within Poom. From the beast to the maker, and let's actually click that real quick. And, oh wait, I am there. We have the getting started guide. That way you have an understanding of what's actually going on and what it's capable of. And it seems like, yep, I'm in the right port, thank God. We can go down here and actually access the CLI console. And this is something that I find kind of amazing, on the fact that they've adapted the entire thing in their actual web flasher. That way you have an understanding of what's going on anywhere you go, and you have all of the features that you want within the Poom website. And the best part about all this is it's fully open source. Now we got an infrared transmitter, an infrared receiver, NFC reader, ESP32-C5 for dual band capabilities. We've updated the firmware. Let's take a look at some of the features that we actually get in the current firmware that just came out. If we head over to the maker first, you'll see there's a couple of, ooh, the OLED display is really bright. We got plot, drone scan, drone emulate, I2C, that way we can perform an I2C scan, Lua, Edge AI, and yeah, that's about it as far as the Maker tab. Zen Mode is what I'm most excited about. Under Zen Mode, we've got a MIDI tab, which I believe is to play notes. Let's press A, see what happens. I believe that's using the built-in buzzer on the inside. Hello. Oh, it's pairing. Oh, okay. I misunderstood that. All right, we're gonna go down. Control. It's a media controller. Okay, so we could turn it into a media controller. Let's go back. Left, right for back. NFC. Right now we can scan, emulate, and I believe save tags to storage. Let's see if we can scan a tag. Before we do that, let's see how bright it is with this Midwest Gadgets field visualizer. We're gonna go to scan. And it's scanning. Okay, so I think I got it at the right spot right there. That's actually pretty decent. This is a Midwest Gadgets field repeater. That way we can amplify the field on any NFC reader. And let's press A and see if we get a boost. And yeah, we definitely got a boost. Yeah, all right. If you saw my previous videos about like NFC repeaters as well as like visualizing the actual NFC field that's going on in the device that you're using, then you notice that devices like the M1 Multitool have a notoriously bad NFC antenna, and that's mostly a skill issue, but you can fix that with a Midwest Gadgets field repeater. Now, Midwest Gadgets also has these little stickers, these NFC repeater stickers that I use on my cell phone all the time, and I kind of like recommend them for anybody who has a notoriously bad NFC reader. But devices like the Flipper Zero light up really bright, and the Poom lit up pretty bright, but for like a split second, so it doesn't really read that long. It kind of has like a 3-second scan time, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it lit the LEDs up, which is a good sign. But just because I saw how far it lit up when we put the repeater, I'm gonna be placing 2 NFC stickers on the inside. Let's open her up. Opening a Poom up is really simple. We've got 4 screws and 1 on every corner. Let's carefully unscrew everything and not lose the screws. The screws came out relatively easily actually. Let's slowly take our fingernail and use it like a spudger. There we go. I mean, that popped out. It seems like there's a clip on every side. And yeah, okay. So there's an 800 milliamp hour battery on the inside, and we know that the NFC antenna is somewhere over here. I was definitely looking at the wrong side. The NFC antenna is right over here. So what we want to do is kind of leave it in place and maybe put a sticker right on the back, right over here. There we go. That I think that'll do just fine. All right, let's test that one more time real quick. Let's go to NFC and let's go to Yeah, that's way brighter. In my hand, I have my own MyFair Classic 1K. I'm just gonna click scan real quick. There we go. Awesome. After we scan a card, we can save it to the SD card, save to the actual memory of the ESP, or I guess the flash memory. We can scan again, or yeah, that's about it. We've got IR Universal, so I'm guessing, oh yeah, we can learn infrared signals through the infrared receiver, which is right here on the side. The IR transmitters are right up here on the top. And what else do we got? Oh, an emulator. So we also have a universal remote. There are some files that you can download from the GitHub repo. That way you can have a jam-packed Poom and get yourself going. One of the tabs says Poom Web, which is either you can give yourself an access point and then connect to it, or you can Poom Station. So let's click that. We're connecting to my Wi-Fi. And now we can go to that IP address and hit the web UI. Now the last tab we're going to go over are the Beast features, and because of some of the capabilities that the Poom can do, this video is for educational purposes only. Remember to only test your own hardware. Do not test networks or devices or anything that you do not have explicit permission to test on. Follow all local laws. I don't condone any illegal activity, and don't be a skid. So we can access the CLI through our terminal or from the actual Poom website. We got deauthentication, deauthentication detector, karma attack, spam Wi-Fi, spam BLE, captive portal, tracker, sniffer, sniffer RT, so I'm guessing that's being able to switch between channels, scan net, HTTP load, probe requests, and that's about it for Beast features. So pretty much a lot of the features that we'll see within, Marauder and Bruce and a lot of the ESP32 pen testing firmware that we've seen in the past. And I feel like this is nice for now, and I definitely see them expanding on the fact that they have an ESP32-C5. Now, all in all, what do I think of this hardware? Was it worth the wait? Yeah, actually, I really like this. I think this is ingenious. Now, the NFC features aren't where it should be yet, and I'm honestly not even sure if a ESP32-C5 can run MF key in the future, but I guess we'll wait and see, especially on the fact that the NFC antenna stock without repeaters, and just for the record, I put repeaters on literally in every NFC reader, and it performs pretty well. The features within the Beast definitely are nice where they're at now, but I could see it getting better over time. There's no war driving, but from what I'm told, they're working on it, which you can utilize with the Qwiic connector on the side. And I really like that. I love the form factor. The card-sized form factor is fantastic, and it reminds me of what I enjoyed about the Qwiic in particular. I just like something that I can just put in my pocket, and if I'm bored, I can play some Arduboy games, which is really cool. Poom was made for maker projects, aside from just having a few awesome wireless security features that can really get somebody going. In the bottom left corner, you have WS2812s, I believe, which are the same RGB LEDs that we actually use in our SAO and a lot of other SAOs, as they're reliable and they can change every color, which you can change within Poom or within the CLI. That's what I like the most about this thing, is it's focused on education, convenience, and gaming, which is a really nice product. We're going to be doing a follow-up video very soon because there's some features that I'm really excited to go over, especially war driving. I cannot wait till I can war drive with this device because it's pretty cool. I kind of wish it had an embedded GPS. That's one gripe, but I want to put a GPS on everything. I still don't understand why I'm like this, but if you were interested in snagging yourself a Poom, you could save $15 by using our code CAL for $15 off, which I'm not really the biggest fan of codes with my name on it, or like affiliate codes in general. I'm kind of weird about that. It's not why I do videos, but yeah, you can save $15 with that code. I love your face. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider hitting the like, subscribe, all that good jazz. And if you wanted an opportunity to win a Poom, we'll be doing a giveaway really soon. And all you got to do to enter is comment down below something that you think about the Poom. Yeah, love your face.